Well, I regularly get the brochure in the post, or they email me the information on my phone. So I thought it'd be a good way to spend the day and bring my children to get them know what slavery was about and what it means, and especially to Manchester and what were the benefits from slavery. So I don't think they've done much about it in the schools. Today I'm with my daughter Atlanta, she's 5, my daughter Charlotte, she's 8, and my other daughter Ebony, and she's 12.
Have you learned anything about about Manchester's connection with cotton and with slavery today?
Not really, nothing that I didn't really knew before, but we went to the new Revealing Histories gallery and I was quite surprised. There's not much information in there, and I thought there's a lot of facts and fictions and objects from the slavery trade, and I expected to see more, and I thought I would have seen more African American heroes and British heroes and sheroes in there, and I thought it would have been a nice link to link it into when black people first came to maybe even Manchester, and what they've contributed to society and brought it forward to today. So I was a bit disappointed in that section. You had a good time at Chardonnay. You was at the first of the queue running around. What did you think? You had a good day today?
Yeah, I had a good day.
What have you learned? Have you learned anything new about slavery and about Manchester today?
I've learned that there were white slaves too, and I learned that the slaves could, if they could try to escape, they would rather jump in the water than be a slave and die.
What about you? You enjoyed today?
Had a good time.
Tired now?
Yeah, we've been here since, time did we get here? About 12:30. So we got here, they were just about to do a tour of the tour.
Oh yeah.
So we went on that and went for lunch, and we came down, and just as we got to the Discovery Centre, we was doing African singing. That was brilliant.
Oh, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was absolutely, they were really good. I don't know where they're from, but they were really good. And then we came in here. So we've had a brilliant day, really, yeah.
With connected to the Myths About Race exhibition, do you think that museums are racist?
Not, I wouldn't say so, but I've noticed that when we come to the museums, usually there's not many black people that come to museums, usually we're the only black people that are here. So I think if you promote it more like the Revealing History tour, and black people know there is something there for them to see, because maybe they probably think there's nothing to do with them, maybe more black people would come. I wouldn't say that they were racist, no.
How important do you think it is to sort of connect with your culture?
Very important, because you need to know where you're coming from, so you know where you're going.
And do you want it for your kids, like in terms of you saying it's not being taught in education?
Yeah, well, because it's the 200 Abolition of Slavery Act, it's supposed to be in the schools, but I've talked to my kids when they come home from schools, and there's not much, but I started buying the books because I've got a son, he's 18, so I started buying the books from when he was about 10. But it's mostly information about African American history. There's not much about black British history. It's mostly African American history. And then I just started reading up on a section in the library. That's how I got to know, and bits that I read. And then, like, if there's any documentary on the TVs, I tend to try and watch those.
Have you been to any of the other exhibitions in Revealing History?
Just been to the one here, actually. Oh no, I went to Manchester Art Gallery once. It was a couple of Sundays ago. Talking about the slavery trade, and there's some singers there, and there was a poet. So I went a couple of weeks ago. That was okay.
How do you think this people forget so quickly, don't they? I mean, even Afro-Americans forget what went on in the 60s, civil rights and all the rest. Yeah. Can you tell me about how important it is that people do know about their history? I
think, yeah, it's important to know about, like, when my parents first come in the 60s, there was a lot of racism, and to see how much they've prospered and has made it a lot easier for us. So I think it's important that people do remember what went on and back then, and how things have changed from now. And I think just do what you're doing now, exhibitions, and mainly in the media, local media and newspapers quite regularly.
the tour bring anything to life for you, like the actual characters and?
Yeah, that was really good. Thomas Clarkson, he was quite good as well, and the James Watkins. Because I've heard of Thomas Clarkson, but I've never heard of James Watkins. My daughter was asking me who he was, so I thought I'll check it up on the internet, but he did bring it to life. Yeah, that was really good.
So is this going to encourage you to sort of do more research, find out more?
Yeah. There's quite a few websites, because I buy the Voice newspaper, because the Voice is doing a lot. It's a black newspaper, and they're doing a lot about slavery, so they usually have quite a lot of useful websites, so just go and check up on there.
With regards to the bicentenary of abolition, do you think that it's something that we should be celebrating? Do you think it's something that should be remembering, or do you think it's something that we should be trying to get over now? What's your?
I think it should be should celebrate and remember, because a lot of lives and a lot of people are tortured a lot during the slave trade, and like I said, Manchester benefited a lot from the slave trade, and we should celebrate it because it was an act that was passed, and it was to change the lives of many for the future. So it should be a both celebration and remembering slavery.